Today we are at Itasca State Park in northern Minnesota. We're here primarily for the fall colors, but the thing the park is most known for is being the headwaters of the Mississippi River as it begins its 2,000-mile flow to the Gulf of Mexico.
The park was established in 1891 and is the country's second oldest state park, only behind Niagara Falls.
The name Itasca comes from a combination of the Latin words for truth and head, identifying it as the true head of the Mississippi River. Our first stop in the park is Preacher's Grove, which contains a number of red pines as old as 300 years.
The trees began growing after a major fire in the area in the 1710s. Look how small it is.
It's crazy how something as big as the Mississippi starts out no larger than just a little creek.
It's so small.
The first trail we're doing is the Schoolcraft Trail, whose trailhead is also at the Headwaters Visitor Center.
Unfortunately, we didn't realize till we got here that it's closed a mile in due to maintenance, but we're still gonna hike as much of it as we can. Sadly, we've reached the end of the trail.
That being said, it was still well worth the hike. You're going through these big, open undergrowth areas with these massive trees. It's still really pretty.
Very Northwoodsy.
Yeah, for sure. Our next stop is the North Picnic Area parking lot, which is where the trailhead for the Sawmill Trail is.
It's about a mile and a half out and back. The park has a variety of animals, including but not limited to beavers, porcupines, black bears, wolves, and very friendly squirrels.
We made it out to the sawmill, and it definitely isn't exactly what we were expecting.
We thought it'd be like some ruins of some old buildings like we saw in the Smoky Mountains, but
yeah, like an old
really.
Sawmill in the area or something, but it's more of like an area where they do demonstrations on logging, I guess. There's a lot of bleachers set up where they probably have more people during busier times of the summer. It's also worth noting that right on the other side of this is the edge of the state park, which isn't clearly marked. There's also like a pioneer town setup, which looks really cool, but it's also closed for the season. But just be careful while you're there not to trespass or anything like that. Next, we're doing the Wilderness Loop, which is a scenic drive that goes through most of the park.
The loop includes a few scenic pullouts that we'll stop at along the way.
Our first stop is what's listed as formerly the largest white pine in Minnesota.
We don't really know why it's called formerly, maybe because it broke off.
Yeah, it did break off a little bit at the top, so maybe it's like still biggest in circumference, but not as tall. But having never been out to the parks like Sequoia and Redwood in California, this is definitely the biggest tree we've seen. It's enormous.
Very impressive.
Next stop is the Bison Kill Site, which is a former hunting ground where Native Americans would hunt bison in the area.
Archaeologists unearthed thousands of bones and artifacts here.
There's not a lot to see in and of itself, but there is a little plaque kind of giving a write-up of everything they found. They also do boat tours on Lake Itasca, which is something we found out today. It uses this really unique, like steamboat-esque boat.
It looks so cool, and based on the amount of tables on it, it looks like they have meals on there.
Our last stop in Itasca State Park is the Old Timers Cabin, which is accessible through the Douglas Lodge area. It was constructed in 1934 by the CCC and is one of the first buildings built in Itasca State Park by them.
It was made with logs so large, it's only 4 high.
It's enormous.
So cool. And it's so peaceful out here because it's right next to the lake. It's just so cool.
Yeah, and there's a cool boardwalk through the marsh to get out here too. That will conclude our time today in Itasca State Park, and we had a great time.
It's absolutely gorgeous park with lots of rich history.
And the fall colors were nice to see as well. However, we do have one more stop before the drive back home. We stopped at Rocky's Pizza House in Park Rapids, south of Itasca State Park for dinner because we're always game for pizza and we like to try local places.
It was a great way to fill up after a fun day of hiking.
Absolutely, it was very good. Now, if you made it this far in the video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because every little bit helps.